Ensconced within the bowels of the internet's most twisted passages, there exists a dark realm known as IRC, Internet Relay Chat. Millions of hidden societies exist in this place, unable to be tracked by any police agency. Some of the most wretched and perverse creatures to ever inhabit the internet fester in these places. Some deal in a trade of pornography too horrifying to be viewed by normal humans. Others sell women and even children as commodities. In these places, assassinations are planned, recipes for dangerous new drugs traded between black market privateers. Lives are ruined. Fortunes made. From high intellect spent by darkness, to the cages of men who are little more than unthinking beasts, these secret places house the most dangerous, the most perverse and the greatest evils of the internet. Some, however, just have morons in them. The following are records of one such place, and the imbeciles that inhabit it. This is Adventures in IRC.
I was always curious how their little loincloths and Hudson's sword turned into stone along with them. The creator, I remember, said that it was their way of expelling waste.
Hint. They never bathe.
That is, they shit all over themselves at sunset, and then exploded out of their shit shell at sunrise. Hudson in this episode uses a shard of his own feces as a weapon.
Gross.
That's more than most people can say.
I thought it was magic, not biology.
They didn't seem too sure which direction to take it. Like, Fox would turn into a werewolf, but they'd explain she had to eat all the time to maintain a huge metabolism she got as a result. Also in this episode, Macbeth tricks them into thinking Hudson is turned into stone forever, when he switched the real Hudson with a statue. Yet the statue is in the exact same pose he had taken just randomly.
Sometimes I'm afraid you might be absorbing all this stupid. I mean, you watched all the Star Trek series, and now this too.
Must have been a super fast sculptor.
I'd think he had it sculpted ahead of time, like a plan he made months ago.
Forgot. It was Xanatos' plan, just a Macbeth robot. Maybe Hudson took the exact same pose every night, since he's old and in a rut. Good thing he didn't choose a crotch-thrusting pose that night. Hey everyone, look at me! I'm a fool! Oh, Hudson, we'll remember that stupid pose forever, especially tomorrow night. Elsewhere, Xanatos watches. God damn it! I think I uninstalled Guild Wars 1 and discussed after the Hall of Monuments fiasco. Christ, this naming thing doesn't even allow spaces. And 4 to 12 characters. So basically every letter combination that would form a word is used by now. I guess my name will be...
No, call yourself But Stallion.
There are 5 But Stallion variations already.
Drac, stop making outs.
Come Sludmare is available though.
I shit you not.
Not anymore.
Butt Stallion? Already in use.
They looked like broken shards of shitty shit. I wonder how he reacted when it was revealed that the shit was likely from Ilona.
He cried while simultaneously masturbating to Rule 34 more sought images.
Something I'm sure exists, but don't need to know about.
Which is what he did every time he predicted that the next installment would validate his theories and research which completely failed to pan out. He'd get all pissy.
Actually, wasn't it Nightfall that pissed him off to high hell, because they put him and his friends in there as librarian retards?
It culminated with him leaving.
Among other things.
In my own research, I learned straining is a precursor to a solid block of poop, which is often explosive.
Stop researching your own butt. You know you ran out of grants for that.
My research team filed against me for emotional damages. I told them waking up every night from nightmares is not a substantiated claim. Even if you are crying. Like now, he finally reaches a mark that will tell him where the Triforce is. Use your sword on it, Fee says. He walks onto it, then notices some jars. Hold on, I need this.
Ignore it and run into the lava. You thought you saw a heart.
Rushes over, breaks jars for 2 arrows. Sees a door next to them, and almost goes through. Instead, goes back, to my surprise. But then he sees some vines. Climbs them and finds a big room. Immediately starts to sprint through it. Never uses the mark he needed to use at all. Funny thing is, he was doing this because he had no health. Only when the game forced him to go back, did he go back and get the Triforce piece, which restores all his health. One of the basics of group sword combat is to rotate to one side, so that the enemies stack in a file, allowing you to engage one at a time without being surrounded. I don't expect Zelda Fool to know this. So when he fights 3 skeleton swordsmen, he of course is surrounded. However, when he has a brilliant idea to use bombs, I fully expected this sequence. 1, he overthrows because he forgets bombs take a long time to detonate. 2, he then tries to swing around and lure the skeletons back into the bomb. 3, he blows himself up with his own bomb. This he does not disappoint with. When he finally does get it to work, the skeletons just lose their arms briefly. He only gets in 2 hits before they chop him to death. I learned to start avoiding guards because they always wanted to stop me and tell me I'm scaring them, which always ends up with me telling them to fuck off. Whether I'm rude or nice, they just won't stop bringing it up. You think after several months of me screaming at them, they lie down and accept it. One thing that really pissed me off was that I wanted to learn more spells, and all the NPCs anywhere I went were all, yeah, if you want to learn anything better than this spell that attaches light bulbs to people, that's a real spell by the way, then you need to go to the Mages College. I finally break down and go. No fucking spell NPC. It's just a bunch of broke-ass niggas telling me to run their dumbass errands. This isn't a school, it's a goddamn labor camp. The game won't let me fuck a Khajiit. Surprisingly, this is a common complaint online. That and wood elves are on the no pussy list. But who cares about wood elves?
Argonians?
Yeah, I think there's some.
That's kinda fucked up.
What, you wouldn't tap Tail?
I might. It's just, why not kitties too?
This is your Argonian marriage option. Enjoy.
What happened to her?
You scared her.
I can barely stand looking at my own character's face, let alone thinking about 2 ugly characters getting married.
Well, that's the fault of your horrible sense of aesthetics.
They are called standards.
Your standards are restricted to the 2nd dimension.
Nail's characters always look like they've seen a ghost, and their face is made of silly putty.
I blame the crappy engine.
Let's see your character.
Nails, you can't make characters worth shit. It's you! You're a bad person. The logic of marriage in Skyrim is that you could die at any time, so there's no room for courtship. You just ask if they're interested and that's it. But a lot of the logic there lies in reproduction.
Yeah, and fucking.
Which, like, this Argonian girl has no real advantages with. So that leaves her own filthy fetishes.
A lot of sex really. The end could come to either of you at any minute. Have sex now.
It just so happened I stumbled upon that Argonian chick a few minutes after I pulled up her picture. Had to look twice. She's pretty nice. Upbeat, cheerful, used to be a thief.
Cool.
Loves to fuck humans, apparently. There's a book in the game written by a pervert scientist who speculates on crossbreeding species and how plausible it is. Mentions some rare cases. Seems to imply cross-species breeding never happens, so he can't be sure.
Need to find that book.
That if an orc girl was raped, she wouldn't tell anyone, so there's no recorded evidence. Then laments that he can't fuck the shit out of all these other species girls for the sake of science. Trying to knock them up the whole time. Sure thing, buddy.
Science.
Gee jolly, if I blast a jar of mayonnaise in this Argonian's tail hole, will she poop out a freak baby? Better investigate further.
Yes. You must nail her for the sake of science.
Even if it means rape. Get the feeling this wasn't a published book. Well, the first 500 sessions produced nothing. Better increase the sample size. Bring your sister from now on.
No. You need a larger sample size. Always a huge sample size to take care of any outliers.
Then he actually does make a freak baby, which doesn't know if it should be in an egg or the womb. At which point, science probably does not weigh the need to get the fuck out of it.
Maybe you should stick to Khajiit. You might make a true cat girl.
Knowing how they make babies, I'd end up with a house cat that stands on 2 legs and has Down syndrome.
Tribes Ascend concept armor is kinda ridiculous. And there's one on the heavy armor too.
When the diamond sword run out of ammo, they awkwardly thrust their asses at people and say, "Come here, you naughty boys." Idiots.
I think the female suit would be pretty, yes.
The Blood Eagle Heavy especially seems to hate himself.
What would be awesome? Killing someone with her ass. Shit, just get me out of this awful crap. I can't even scratch my crotch.
Shouldn't the sword be made of diamonds too?
Concept artist may be able to make pretty pictures, but he's a frickin' idiot. Idiots.
Plural. He's so stupid he needs another person to be retarded. Caw. I'm a bird. Do you know I'm Blood Eagle yet? Please say yes.
I think they should have a double sword. After all, more swords means more of the symbol, which means better warriors.
They should have swords everywhere possible. Blades either etched into armor, actually the armor, or sticking out of the armor. They're diamond swords, gotta make sure everyone knows it. The artist is a goddamned moron.
Look at that guy. He's got so many swords on him that it looks like a ball of swords. I'm not going anywhere near that fucking badass.
Exactly. It's like the artist doesn't know that their names are established by now. We don't need armor that screams it at us. They got too damn close to that in Tribe's Vengeance, and that was a horrible mistake.
Did you see Bob? Motherfucker's armor is made of eagles. Ted has a lot of them on it. No, not symbols, real shit. He got eagles for armor. Hollowed out a damn eagle, like 9 of them. Wears them on his arms and legs. Holy shit. What about his torso? Glued 2 bald eagles together? Shit.
Awesome.
How's he fly? How you think, man? Damn.